All right, it's Friday. Um, Feeling as good as I can, during work week and all that. And what do? I, First off, I do a video I just released on replying to a comment a guy left. Oh, that several people left actually. So it's about a 20-minute piece. It's up. It's not members first. It's up live now. So if you hadn't already checked it out, after the stream, go check that. But we're going to look at Hovind again because that's what we do around here. One of the many things we do, but obviously it's what I'm most famous for around these parts of the World Wide Web of the internet. Hey, Dr. Cassius, and hello, Joe Cool. So, if we go on and click the magic buttons that bring up Dr. Dino's YouTube channel that, totally exists, even though they say it doesn't still. All right, so it's been a bit of an interesting um, period through the week. So we're on Thursday's video will be what we'll watch. There's Wednesdays, there's Tuesdays, and I presume this is so Monday/Tuesday. Yeah. The details don't matter. What does matter is that they haven't actually done anything real practical. No, because that stupid garbage was Monday. That's god awful singing. Yeah. So we got Tuesday into Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Thursdays, and then Fridays will be tonight, obviously. So we're going to hit this first one, the preview CTD, because he says a little bit of funny stuff in that. Then hit this one as the main thing. But he put his the cerebellum, part of the Creation That Destroys Evolution series, and then his introduction to his What on Earth series. As a print, almost on principle, I kind of want to do a piece by piece breakdown of his little Creation That Destroys Evolution crap, but just put as much effort into it as is absolutely. Excuse me again. Who've got those weird kind of hiccups that aren't quite hiccups, but they're not quite, burps, belches either. I got that going on. And that's what you get for doing it live. We'll do it live. I want to give this the respect it deserves, the amount of effort it deserves, which means finding the most basal summary of the point, stating it, and moving on. So do this stuff kind of rapid fire in a way that Hovind would never really he would just sort of scoff at it, but at the same rate, it's what it deserves. I might do that down the line. I don't know. Let's go on and watch this preview. Preview. Okay, it is actually spelled right. Preview CTDE. Just a whole minute long of just him advertising this crap. And believe it or not, in this 1 minute, he makes sure to try to shill the product.
And folks, Ken Hovind here and the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. We're going to give you atheists and me a break. We're going to play some of my stuff. We did a video series called Creation That Destroys Evolution. This one, I think Joseph's going to play some of that tonight instead of a regular show. And
man, I would much rather be watching regular show than this. Tell me that anyone else just so happened to sleep with the TV on through the mid to late 2000s at a time when between Adult Swim broadcasts and starting and stopping from the previous day to the morning, one of the first things you'd hear wound up being the little music video they made for the regular show's Party Tonight sort of song, that little thing. I would play it here because it's fucking awesome. But, I don't want Warner coming after me. But man, that's one of those like adult core memories for something that was just a fun, relax, and enjoy show. And wasn't even the show itself. It's a damn commercial, but it makes you want to watch the show. It made me enjoy the show more because that song was fucking awesome. Anyway, instead of regular show, we've got Hovind.
Hope you enjoy this. You can get the whole series, $100 for. We did all kinds of stuff. I asked the atheist, "Can you explain how amoebas evolved this unusual trait, or the apricot?"
What unusual trait?
Or the
apricots. What? Is it apricot seeds? What is an apricot? I don't even know. Is that just the type of tree? Is that either way? Plants, bro. Plants do what plants do.
Aardvarks or the
aardvarks. They're their own evolutionary lineage. Ask an evolutionary scientist who studies these animals. A zoologist who studies it.
appendix.
The appendix, it was a previously a kind of bile thing, as far as I understand, and it slowly has atrophied as their digestive system is changed over time.
Or the amethyst.
Amethyst, it's a type of crystal. It has particular minerals in it that reflect that purplish color. It's really pretty. I rather love amethyst. What's your point, man?
So we did a mineral, an animal, a bird. Let's see. How about bacteria?
Bacteria. What about them? They're a branch of life. They're a particular type, differentiated by some particular qualities that I don't know off the cuff. But again, what's the point, bro?
Butterflies.
So was that
broccoli? Animal?
Did you say cerebellum?
A bird? Let's see. How about bacteria? Barium.
Beryllium. Beryllium? You mean a chemical fucking element there, Kent? An element. Physics, motherfucker. Do you comprehend it?
Butterflies.
Butterflies, what about them? They're a type of insect. They're evolved moths. Aaron Ra and you have been all over this, and that's one of the first AJ videos that I ever watched was him providing his own commentary on the discussion of butterflies and moths. I think it was part of y'all's interchange that the actual debate y'all did. Well, half of it because you gave up halfway through because you're lazy, and I covered that in my own end tangentially as I covered your entire response set to him.
Broccoli.
Broccoli. It's what is it? One of the many branches of wild mustard, if memory serves. I'm not 100%, but it's been explained in other stuff. People interacting with you. Come on, dude.
Bears, backbones.
Wait, was that bears and backbones? You're talking about spines. Oh yeah, a hardened calcium structure is going to be a lot better than a soft cartilaginous one. So it only makes sense that that mutation would prove beneficial. And I just noticed, holy fuck, praise be, Dino Lamp is on, and it's back in its normal position. I'm not a fan of it being there. I thought it was actually kind of cool on the bookshelf, but it's okay to be there if it's turned on and not being blocked by Dan. So good job on Dino Lamp being on.
Bacteria, barium, butterflies, broccoli, bears.
Bears. They're from the same evolutionary origin as modern dogs and seals.
Backbone.
I already explained backbone.
I went through different things. This could not have evolved. It had.
Except all of it is all of it that's biological, and you're asking about it insofar as a context of why it is the particular type of creature it is, where those special adaptations all come into play. Which yes, each trait of it is an adaptation. Yeah, Kent, it's all been explained, and the other stuff, the random geology, mineralogy, and physics stuff, are not evolution. But I'd be happy to elucidate on them as best I can as a scientifically minded layperson, if only to demonstrate that you don't know a fucking thing.
To be designed. And you guys, it's been open up for about a year now. They haven't answered any of them, Joseph.
Translation: when they all get answered, I just don't ignore it. Dr. Cassius misses me whacking on Hovind. It's been busy with streams. My own glad to see you shit on the Hovind. Hawaiian shirt man. Yeah. I mean, I got to go back to the home base, the thing that everyone comes here for primarily. But when he doesn't upload anything worthwhile, it's like, what's the point? I know none of it's worthwhile, but still. Let's see, we don't even know what apricot is. Put it in a jar and paint it red. Call Hovind. Yeah. The appendix has evolved and been lost in various mammals over 39 times, saying it has a specific use for all mammalia. For all mammals, because it has a specific use for one group of mammals, is weird. I did not know that, Rosina. Thank you. 39 separate times the appendix. And it's funny because each time it is going to be a different organ, but if it are organelle or whatever you would want to call it, I forget exactly how it would be defined because some stuff is organs, other stuff. So and then it gets really complicated. Gland, whatever, whatever part of the body it is. 39 separate times, something that kind of fills that same role of yeah, and then dropping. It's like, it seems like we kind of only need it when we need it, and it's one that can easily come and go. Fascinating stuff. We literally have the paper trail for broccoli. So fucking dumb. Say it again. Backbone connected to the knee bone connected to the penis. That's how it goes, right? Joseph, that's connected. That's what the kids mean when they say it has a boner. So unless it's just a rinse and repeat of all his previous content, but like it's the security of the content that makes me. Oh yeah, it's honestly just you. Sorry, didn't even realize it was you, Cassius. It's honestly just the rinse and repeat of all his previous content, but like it's the security of content that makes me enjoy coming back when I can enjoying a good Hovind whack. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really more like on the surface, it looks like, oh, we're debunking Hovind. We're talking about Hovind. We're whacking Hovind. And like, yeah, we are, but it's really more a chance to hang out and as a group laugh at this stuff. And then see if he'll say something that'll get me into some random rant about something for 30 solid minutes to where we forget what the loser was even talking about originally. I mean, do you want me to go on my treatise now of why Tsar Nicholas II is directly responsible for 9/11? Because I can give you an entire chain of reasoning that shows that Tsar Nicholas II of Russia was directly responsible for 9/11. Won't do it here, but I could totally do that because I'm freaking nuts. All right, let's continue.
Carbon, chloroplast, cockroaches, celery, cats.
Carbon, again, it's an element that forms in stars. It's a relatively light element, so you know, I don't think our sun will quite get to that level, but slightly bigger stars do. Cockroaches, I mean, they're bugs. They do what they do. They fucking suck. Bastards annoy me every damn day. Hate this place. Um, the hell else did you say?
So carbon, chloroplast,
Chloroplast. Now, there's an interesting evolutionary lineage that is far too complicated for me to keep up with at the moment. Oh, sure, it's complicated. That means the design. No, 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 no. If it just appeared out of nowhere, it would be, a nice little designed thing. It would support your random creation idea of, oh, I was made with it. But no, they developed via particular processes. It's pretty damn wild. And it's an extremely ridiculously inefficient process to get energy from the sun and other resources via chlorophyll. Right? It's ludicrously inefficient, but it works well enough for plants to survive, which terrifies me on the kinds of plants we would have if photosynthesis was actually refined and was more efficient than it is. Because that means those little bastards would have more energy, more material, more capability to work with more material at any given period of time. This planet would be covered in shit. It'd be Dagobah up in this bitch.
cockroaches, celery, cats.
Celery, again, a plant. Cats, yeah, again, they're mammals, bro.
Show one of these tonight, Joseph. Give me my voice a break and the atheist a break.
I'm not giving my throat a break. I'm using it for something else tonight. Hovind.
They're hurting pretty bad, Joseph. I feel bad for them.
No one's hurting, Kent. And yeah, it's funny because the moment I press play, it's going to cut off because he just cuts Hovind off right from the get go.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Alrighty, so we covered that. That took a whole 10 minutes to go through something that was just fucking goofy. So let's get to the main thing. Carbon. Carbon is not a life form, therefore did not evolve. Yeah, Laura, he said he mispronounced beryllium earlier. He called it like beryllium or something. He's fucking stupid. But we all know that. All right. Evolution is dumb and dangerous 20 hours ago. Now, this one is pretty cool because one, I thought there was a potential, like no joke, in Discord. I had said I think maybe Hovind actually got thrown in jail. Maybe they started his fucking sentence finally for the Cindy crap. No, but who knows what he was actually doing? Because saying give me a rest, it means no, he was off doing something. He's deceptive like that. And yes, they live streamed his old videos, by the way. They didn't just upload them to watch. They fucking live streamed them like morons. But as far as Hovind's stream goes, I was let known by a friend of the channel who is in the chat right now, lest she have disappeared, that apparently Kent rambles on about the Big Bang Theory when the dude asks about crystal formations. It's kind of going to be incredible. Probably piss me off to one degree or another, but hey, let's be real. Some of y'all are here just to see me get pissed at Hovind. Just see him and his clowns just cross the line. Holy fuck, this is 41 minutes long. Buckle up, buttercups. It's going to be a ride.
6th, 2025. Tonight, open mic.
Tiny Hovind. It's a miracle. We got Tiny Hovind. He's in the corner like me. But can you even see Hovind? No. Well, you can barely see him kind of behind me in the live stream. Oh, that's great. For what it's worth, it was discovered in 2020 that our sun does have a CNO. Okay, it does have a carbon, nitrogen, oxygen cycle. It's not dominant by any means, but it's there. I would figure as much. Honestly, like if you were to tell me we didn't know for sure and to think the sun did or didn't have one, like an opinion piece, I would say I would think it did. But that would have been me honestly just figuring correctly. Something just made me feel that way, but no real detailed knowledge. But that is awesome. Sun is a CNO cycle. Damn. Comment section in this one was fun. I can imagine. So small this time, and we don't have to see his big ass head. Tiny Hovind. No Hovind. Oh, God, everyone's loving it. Let us continue.
Got a question or comment? Call in. We'll try to help if we can. We're on a bunch of different channels. Hey, help us get over 200,000. All you Facebook folks.
No, fuck you.
Contact all your
There you
Facebook
go.
friends and say, sign up. You need to watch. You might learn a few things.
Now you can see the Hovind. There you go. Or how about I do this? There we go. Even better.
I try to make these very interesting. I spend hours every day to do
And you fail miserably. Oh, you fucking loser.
a 30-minute program. Plus, keep pretty busy on other stuff around here. Anyway, we're on Rumble. Let's see, we're on X. We have our own app, KentHovind.tv. We have Instagram and on TikTok. Get on one of those apples or something. That does something for somebody, doesn't it, Joseph, somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir, Mr. Hovind. It sure does.
Here we are. November the 6th, open mic. We have a special day coming up next Tuesday. If you're a veteran, come on down. We'll treat you like royalty. If you have come for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right. Hey, Kent, you know all those veterans coming in are Antifa, right? Well, actually, probably not at this stage, you know. I mean, I don't know when the last time we fought actual fascism was, as opposed to endeavored to progress colonialism in some way or another. But, you know, I still say if push came to shove, they would fight against the fascism, most of them. Surprisingly.
You don't have a family? We'll be your family. Come for Thanksgiving. Come for Christmas. Join our family.
I'd rather die than have you as family.
When I was in Pensacola for...
Oh, there he goes. He still keeps pictures of This stuff is creepy to me, because when I have... Sorry, I had to scratch my ear. When I have something like traumatic happen or otherwise unpleasant or just something that I wouldn't want to remember, I wouldn't be keeping around photos of it. You notice you don't see photos of me popping up a photo of me and my ex when I talk about, you know, she and I. I have photos, me and her together. I'm not about to put them up because I don't want to see that. I don't want to deal with that memory and the feelings that are evoked from that. But this shows Hovind's emotionlessness, given that this was supposed to be just his magnum opus, and it was taken from him. He feels so unjustly, but he can just share the picture without issue and just go at it normal. In the same way, he shows the picture of him and Joe when he feels the urge. It's like, dude, do you have any actual human emotions? I don't think so. Another narcissistic trait.
For 27 years, we built Dinosaur Adventureland down there.
It was not open for 27 years, Kent. I'm just make sure that I heard him correctly.
When I was in Pensacola for 27 years.
Okay, you were in Pensacola for 27 years. That is true. DAL did not exist for 27 years, and you can't claim that it existed for 27 years when it would have started in the early 90s.
We built Dinosaur Adventureland down there. Many of you have never seen that. This is from a long time ago. Our Creation Science Center in Pensacola, 3-story building. Our Science Museum. We had 40-some people on our staff down there. And we had visitors from, that's me. Right?
Yep, and every single one of those people probably hates your fucking guts, Kent. How does that make you feel, huh? Also, he must have hired actual contractors because I'm amazed those stairs could actually support the weight of those people. And what's funny is, you know that this whole building now is like some kind of like gravel business or something, ironically, or like construction equipment rental or some shit like that. Right against the backyard of 29 Cummings and the like. It's funny.
Right there. That's a picture of me. Okay. Visitors came. And let's see, 100,000 visitors from all 50 states and 120 foreign countries in our first.
Wonder how many of those kids wound up voting for Trump because the kids in this picture would be old enough now to most definitely all have voted in the past couple of elections at the very least.
4 years. People came from everywhere. They had public schools come, school groups come. We're going to do the same thing here. So if you want to help us promote that.
Oh, and remember, Laura, not just is everyone in America voting Antifa, but they're letting them their Muslim communists take over Manhattan. You know, remember 9/11? Remember it was them there Muslims who did it. It wasn't, a particular group of extremists who are in no way representative of Muslims in general, in much the same way that the fucking idiots known professionally as MAGA slash more colloquially as Christian nationalists and the like, represent the broader scope of Christianity. But hey, since when did details matter to people with single digit brain cells? Brain cell counts, I should say.
Say, come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. We've been building like crazy for.
Oh, whatever that was, that's great. Crash.
Avalanche.
Whoop.
We've been building like crazy for almost 10 years. We're ready to bring them on. Okay, come on in. Anybody coming from, what was that one? Oh, that was the pterodactyl tangle. You got to go through. I don't want to get started on it. We had some cool rides and slides. We got the same.
Rides and slides. Well, fascinating, Laura. I know someone in that picture. She was in chapel with me in Italy, and she gave a short version of Kent's seminar in chapel one day. Well, very fascinating. So you got digest Hovind bullshit before you even know who Hovind was.
We got better here. Okay, anybody coming from Dallas, please call me.
Yeah, no, your current DAL is nothing compared to the old one, and that is not saying much. But yeah.
We got a whole bunch of stuff that's been donated. The guy wants to send it to us. Come in.
Actually, you know what I'd do if I was loaded as fuck financially? I'd just straight up buy out the old DAL property, whatever the hell state it's in now. I don't care. Turn it into a demon theme park and invite Hovind. Not tell him what it is. Just invite him to opening day. He could watch all his hard effort. Yeah, that'd just be great because he paid for a lot of the construction that's on that property. Just saying, whether he did it with or without permits is irrelevant. That's all. Those buildings being built are being used right now by whatever company operates there were his.
This way, we can bring any part of it. Please do. We need to fill our ark with the preserved pears. I don't mean like the fruit. I mean like animals.
If you didn't say preserved pears, no one would be confused by that.
So if you get stuffed ones or plastic ones, you want to put in Noah's Ark, a pink one and a blue one, send them to us. Okay. We don't want to feed them. We're not going to use live animals. Get our help us to open for free. Join our 777.
The fact you're not having to beat squirrels out of the ark regularly. So if I was a squirrel, I'd probably be hanging in that place all the time. Seems to tell me either one, I don't quite know the fauna of that area and bumfuck nowhere very well, or two, that area has something severely wrong with it to where even the animals won't go.
Club. Now say, I like what you're doing. I'm going to donate $1 a day, $30 a month if you can. Contact Bobby, secretary. No, that's Joy. 855 Big Dino. You're number one, right, Joy? Okay, and Bobby.
I don't know which secretary is which. It doesn't matter. They're women. I don't care about women. Hovind.
Number 2. Okay. Or email Dr. Dino secretary. That's still right, Joseph? It is. Okay. At Gmail. Then you.
Or you could just set up secretary at Dr. Dino like a halfway sane person does. Like, Kent, having a domain name and having email services, you could set up emails for everybody. And by you, I mean Joseph on your behalf. Da, 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 da. excuse me, the yawns are coming in early. I could give everyone in my chat a Zadara.com email address for whatever they want to use it for. It's trivial to do. So why you have somebody using a Gmail account is beyond me. I guess you want Google parsing all that information and giving it to Big Daddy, Big Government, right? You know, you want them to know all your financial particulars that go through that email account because you know some of them do. They have to. Secretary account, after all, because you're too stupid to handle your own business.
Any questions? There it is, drdino.com, our website. Open for 9.6 years now. We do this because people support us. If you can, any amount. We're going to keep going as far as we can anyway. Okay. So the devil was cast out. He deceives the whole world.
Ooh, Big Bad Mama commenting that they were going to go on this stream, but never saw the link get posted. Some open mic indeed. And sadly, that is all too common with Joseph and Kent's crew in general. They put these open mics up and then conveniently don't share the link, which I could understand potentially just being incompetence. Forgetting to do stuff. I'm incompetent like that too sometimes. Of course, the joke we all have of me having myself muted more times than would be normal. So, shit happens. But it's just funny how often it happens on the Hovind end of things. It makes you wonder if sometimes they do that intentionally, not sharing the link. Want to send Kent some purple animals just to mess with him? Yeah, do it. Um, I don't know, get him a pink one and a blue one, but send him one in boys' clothes and one in girls' clothes, the opposite color. Mess with his head. He'd be like, What? This blue one is wearing a dress, and this red one, this pink one's in a business suit. Oh no! I think I come down with the vapors, Hovind. Oh, fucking loser. Although I still want to send ones and have the little sign up that says donated by Zadar Entertainment. That would be the best. Yamato of Zadar Entertainment. Uh, Cause hey, I'll support plushies in an ARC replica. I don't even care. It's so ridiculous. I'm just like, go for it, dude. You do you, Hovind.
He's a liar. You're of your father the devil, and the lust of your father will ye do. He was a murderer from the beginning. He said he's a liar. There's no truth in him.
Liar, liar, liar.
When he speaks the lie, he speaks of his own. He's a liar and the father of it. That's what the Bible says in John 8.
So the Bible's about God, and you're saying that's what the Bible says. So you're telling me God's a liar. Good to know. I already knew that, but nice to have verification. Can I get that in writing? Oh wait, we already have it.
So Revelation 22. Outside, be out of the kingdom, are dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. When the Jews saw the multitudes following Jesus, they got jealous. Wish I had my people follow me. That's why some of you comment on my website and on channels here. Nobody listens to you. So you sneak your comments in on our channel, don't they, Joseph?
No, Kent. Everyone gets muted who comments on your channel. I'll be clear. I've ended a lot of people using my channels as a platform to preach. I ain't about that shit. And if you don't have anything of value to say, the hell with you. But I've gotten a little better on just leaving stuff up and letting the audience rip into it. And it's one's right to moderate as they see fit. But also the joke about Hovind being small is over. We're going back to full screen because it being halfway is kind of bugging me. But no, I can't. People have plenty to say on their own end. And when you actually allow them to talk on these open mics like you say you do, by sharing the link and allowing people to actually say something, instead of being, hang on a minute, don't slap and run, nah, nah, nah. That would be the kinds of speech you're thinking that people do. But you would still be facilitating it in that regard. But you don't want people to actually have comments on anything. Hence why everything's moderated. Hence why you have Joseph cut off everybody's mic as soon as they start saying anything. And so on and so forth. I started with energy, and now I'm just in no mood for you.
If you look at their channel, they got 7 followers, they're brothers. Or
Hey, everything starts small, Kent. People grow. Your Max, people like Emma got more viewers than you do. You're so petty. You're so obsessed with those fucking numbers. You probably, if you understood how YouTube works, you'd be the kind of person to complain when you can't dislike a video too, wouldn't you? When, all of fucking YouTube is that way, except that's not what it is. But hey, I did a whole video on that, so check that out. A couple of videos back if you want to laugh.
Themselves 7 times. Okay. They're filled with envy. So they contradicted and blasphemed. Anything that Paul said, they would go against it. Some of you go against anything I say, wouldn't matter. If I said the sun's going to come up tomorrow, oh, Hovind, you're stupid. The sun's not coming up. We're turning around.
Yeah. That would be great, Tedo plushie. That would be fucking great.
40% of Americans believe God created the earth.
Oh man, here we go. This isn't part of his thing. This is just a speech he's gonna put in every time, so it isn't its own thing. Because he did this in a previous video. So he's just gonna keep on doing this. You're wrong on all of these. You're making up shit, Kent.
Earth in anatomically modern humans less than 10,000 years ago, according to a Gallup poll. 40% of the world's population believes in God.
If anyone's got the time and energy, can you look up his claims that a Gallup poll showed this? Because I guarantee they're going to be outright lies. Or, in that he's lying about the representation of the data, make it seem like it's all people or a reasonable percentage of people when it's really like a small subset that's been measured.
This makes the atheists upset. They don't like it. Jeff Foxworthy had a great show years ago. You might be a redneck if anything with hooves ever rode in your car. I like that one. Might be a redneck if that's your idea of, condominium. Okay? If your front porch collapses and kills more than 4 dogs, you might be a redneck. If you ever cut your grass and found a car, you might be.
See, it's literally the exact same thing he said the previous fucking time. Like, come the fuck on, Kent. We're gonna speed ahead on this because I ain't dealing with him repeating fucking redneck jokes. God damn it, YouTube. Let me do my fucking speed. Can I increase the speed, please? Are you not working? Did I break it? Okay, I guess I'm just cursed.
You're redneck.
Fuck me. YouTube has rebelled against me and decided this is the way it must be. God damn, Google. I knew you were listening to everything I say, but you don't have to be a petty bitch about it.
Your son comes to your 8th grade graduation, you might be a redneck. You go to a family reunion to look for a date, you might be a redneck. Okay. Anyway, I thought about that. I think I'll start my own reality show calling, If You Believe in Evolution, you might be a moron.
There he goes. I know I've said it like 5 times already, but just the fact that it's just the same skit. He does not understand how an online presentation should go.
Mm-hmm. Scientists say the universe is made of protons, neutrons, electrons. They forgot morons. Mm-hmm. You do this, you might be a moron. Emma was upset that Matt and I called some atheist a moron in the show we did. I can't think of a better word. Let's see, moron. A foolish or stupid person. I think.
Hovind gets really mad when we call him a tax protesting grifter, but I can't think of a better term to refer to someone who protests paying of taxes, runs a complete confidence scam to get money. That would make you a con artist, not just a regular grifter. That's an advanced grifter.
If you believe in evolution, that you qualify for that. Yeah, okay. Moron. A person who's notably stupid or lacking in good judgment. If you shave with an axe, you might be a moron.
Went over the fact previously, but an axe actually makes particular types of axes made for and can still make fantastic shaving implements in particular cases. Because all that matters is a sharp blade. And if it's what you got, it's what you got, and it'll do the job. Just study history, and you end up discovering little things like that.
Okay. Now, if you believe the Big Bang Theory, you might be a moron. In fact, you are. I'm going to talk about that tonight. I got a comment I want to get, and then Joseph, get yours ready to go up. Okay. This guy, European Space Agency. The time, space, and matter began with a Big Bang. In a fraction of a second, the universe grew from smaller than a single atom to bigger than a galaxy. Think about that. It grew from smaller than an atom, which is real tiny, to bigger than a galaxy in a fraction of a second. If you believe that we came from a tiny dot, you exploding, you might be a moron.
At this point, what do you say to that? What do you say to his just abject idiocy? You're a fucking lying piece of shit, Kent. That's all there is. Okay, you always take popular colloquial, base level, rudimentary explanations of things, act like they're the entire consensus of science, and constantly rally against those pathetic straw man interpretations of stuff, as if that at all is the be all end all of the actual understanding of the concept of cosmic inflation and what extrapolation of the known fact of cosmic inflation says about the universe in the earliest states that we can actually measure once you start reaching problems of Planck length, Planck time, etc. When you start reaching those values where there is no capability to measure. It becomes pretty interesting stuff. All the math breaks down. And that's amazing that the math breaks down at those levels, but it does. I would think as a math guy you would appreciate that, but obviously you appreciate it about as much as you do English, Mr. Hythe Drowning Berlorum or whatever the fuck you said earlier for beryllium, you illiterate prick.
Owe your life to a rock.
There it is. There's the same goddamn screenshot from Matt motherfucking Powell, who does the exact same shit. Because telecreationist evangelists like Hovind and Matt Powell and the like are just fucking idiots.
If you believe this, you definitely
Lying fucking wastes of resources.
are a moron. You think you came from a rock? Yeah. Earth, life came from hot soup. Whoa. University of Bath. Whoa, it's got to be true, okay? Science Daily. Let's see. Primordial soup is where life began. Earth was hot and not cold. If you believe that, you might be a moron. If you believe the T-Rex turned to a chicken or a bird, you definitely are a moron. Okay? If you believe
We already said last time it was a completely different branch of dinosaur that were the ancestors to the modern bird, and T-Rex was not on that branch. Velociraptor was, if memory serve, because it was feathered. But I mean, T-Rex also had feathers, so I'm not 100%, because feathers aren't intrinsic of it being avian, but avians' feathers are a thing that avians have to have. But just because you have feathers doesn't make you avian in that regard. It's complicated. Not all glorps are gleeps, but all gleeps are glops. And therefore, all glops are glorps. Or not. I may have had that backwards. I don't know. Whatever the correct interpretation of that is, what I just said, change the words around and fix it, and you have what I intended to say.
Toed horse slowly lost his toes and turned it into a hoof and became a horse. You might be a
toes weren't really lost per se. They're technically still kind of there, depending on the type of hoof. It's really a matter of the 3-toed, 5-toed, what have you, ungulates, and it gets complicated. A lot of things get complicated. And that's the whole point, is that your oversimplification of stuff to turn it into something you can try to ridicule is your deceptive trait, is the lie. You get mad though when people summarize the Bible in such ways, but then again, there isn't much to go on with that ridiculous book, so you kind of have to spice it up a little bit by saying it how it really is. Remember, God's a rapist.
moron. If you believe this geologic column, that the layers are different ages, stop and think. Just think. How can the dirt be different ages? Every speck of dirt on the planet's the same age.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm so sick of hearing this shit.
They say, well, that's the age when it was moved over here. Oh.
Hey, Kent, if you think Donald Trump is at all a good person, you might be a moron. How can someone who's a convicted felon, who is a convicted rapist, be president? Either there's something wrong with the presidency, or I don't know, because he's fucking convicted, huh? Oh, but you have ways of working around that. Remember, the United States is run by a felonious rapist, amongst other things. I mean, how the fuck we're in this state is beyond me. And this fucker would lick deep up in his ass if it meant he'd get his little pissy ass 9.5-year prison thing overturned, which wouldn't matter because he's already done the time. What would you gain, Kent?
Well, so shuffle a deck of cards. The top card's younger. You believe all that stuff, you might
Trump presidency, rim jobs for freedom. Haha. It's huge.
be a moron. There's no geologic column, no such thing. Okay, no such thing as a Jurassic age. Or
There we go.
Triassic
That's
or
how we get rid of it.
If you believe these family trees that humans are related to, let's see, carrots. That's just lines on paper, folks. Propaganda. It's not science. If you believe those charts, you might be a moron. If you believe the trilobite eye evolved, nobody made the trilobite. Huh. The eye can have 1,000 lenses. You might be a moron. If you believe you came from an
Chester, if you didn't see, we've got a new piece I had to do on all of that crap. You know, we got idiots pulling the Nazis were socialist card. Is there such thing as a Planck? No. The Planck length, Planck time, Planck temperature, etc., are all absolute limits. Based on math done by I forget the guy's name, but guy's last name was Planck. Just part of the math that all these physicists have been coming up with through for fucking ever. It reaches just absolute limits as far as the minimum values that can be calculated, can be understood. That reality kind of works on. It's like those are the base units that all of existence actually functions on. It's very tiny, but they exist.
ape-like ancestor, you might be a moron.
And yep, always uses sources like magazines or creationist websites. Good quality sources. New soils being made all the time, weathering of rock and decaying biomatter. Excuse me. Thank you, Tyler. Exactly. Is this truly brain dead, straight up denial of radiometric dating? Oh, yeah. Straight up, does not give a fuck.
The fuzzy looking package of chromosome, trillions of lines of code to make something in a living organism. If you
It's not code, moron, and no one gives a fuck how long it is. Doesn't fucking matter.
tangled and unwound the fuzzy looking package, it would be about 6 feet long, one chromosome, with a long twisted ladder, with each rung carrying information. There you go. A section of that might be a gene to determine your hair color or eye color or something, okay? Science.
Hey, Kent. I've got something long that, depending on what's going on, may or may not carry information. And I'm sure that package is certainly larger than yours based on what we've been told. So does that mean your God likes me more? Yes, I just turned this into a dick measuring contest. But I wanted to, one, demonstrate the way, word choice matters. As if I need to, because you guys follow me and y'all know I say stupid crap all the time. It's like, wait a minute, we're phrasing. And two, I just wanted to point out the absolute absurdity of the logic that he's using here.
Focus. If you stretched all the DNA in your one cell all the way out, it would be
that cell would die.
2 meters long, and all the DNA in your cells together would be about twice the diameter of the solar system. If you
No. Really don't think so. And if so, cool. That's a whole lot of copies of the same fucking thing.
believe that code arranged itself, you might be a moron. So, how can God know the future? Somebody asked me. Doesn't that make him responsible for the suffering? Well, let me explain it to you the way I understand it.
Oh, the way you understand it, so there is no act answer. Okay, good to know, Mr. I have all the answers. And yeah, it does make your God responsible, so get fucked, old man.
Imagine I go to a football game, which I never do, and I videotape. During the last 3 seconds,
I gotta bring that up.
the quarterback of the team that is behind throws the bomb, okay? If he
Also, let us note that he doesn't, have a problem with recording the football game. And of course, we presume he's talking some amateur college game here. But yeah, you try going to an NFL game and pulling out a video recorder, buddy. Like, you've got to go through, like, technically, legally, like 5 layers of hell is the way they would have wanted it to be to even tape a football game off TV back in the day, until eventually some, legislation got involved. Like, nah, private home recording is fine. You better not let your friends come watch it.
Catches it, they win. If he misses it, they lose. So I invite you over to my house to watch the video game, watch the game, which I would never.
Watch the video game, which I would never do. He has to double down on it. Man, is Hovind sitting there watching football 24/7 and he's embarrassed by it? Who's your favorite team, Kent? Let me tell you, if your ass picks Dallas, we gonna have a problem, because there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna allow you to like Dallas. You can have any other fucking team you want. I don't care. I don't even give a fuck about football. But you are not gonna claim that you like Dallas. All right? You take your ass the hell out of there. Pick another conference. I don't give a shit. Go college. I don't give a fuck on the college level. You like Tennessee? Go ahead. Sure. Awesome. You like fucking, you probably fucking, Auburn University? Go for it. My friend Steve, the older gentleman who had that I used to work with, who passed away, he went to Auburn University. He always said it that particular way. It became a joke amongst the rest of us at that job for the way he'd talk about Auburn University. But the way he protests makes me think this man loves football and just doesn't want to admit it. He's like Hank Hill, season 14. I love soccer.
I don't have a TV, for one thing. Okay.
I don't have a TV. You got a computer. You got enough of a TV, quote unquote, able to watch fucking Mark Felton and the like on YouTube in between sessions where you enjoy yourself to your own interviews. Which, no, he didn't actually do it that way, but that's the way it sounds in the audio we have as it's edited, so it seems funny.
You call me the next day and say, Brother Hope, who won the game? I say, I'm not telling you. Come on over. Let's watch it. In the last 3 seconds, as the quarterback throws the bomb, I pause. There are 3 distinct types of people involved here.
3 distinct.
Number 1, the players on the field have complete control of what's happening. They do not yet know if he's going to catch it. At that second, if we could freeze time, the ball's hanging in the air, the players are in control, but they don't have knowledge. They do have control, though. I have knowledge. I already know. I've seen it. I know who's going to win.
Kent, none of this applies to your deity. You know, for a guy who wants to be against the idea of placing limits on their deity, you're sure wanting to place limits on them right now because your deity knows all and sees all and is control of all.
But I don't have any control. I can't change it. You have neither knowledge nor control. Hit the button. I don't care who wins. Doesn't matter. Okay. God can have complete knowledge of our lives, but we have complete control. Known unto God are all his works from the beginning of the world. You cannot blame God for bad things that happen. He gave us free will.
No, you can't totally blame God because the deity has the ability to interact at any point and chooses not to. Free will doesn't fucking matter in this context. And the deity is irresponsible for allowing that to override their own moral obligation to their creation. So fuck your God, Kent. Fuck your God completely. If it exists, it's a piece of shit who does not care about anyone or anything except itself. Hence why you'd worship it so much, because that's all you care about is yourself. The LAG interview, we hit that one a while back. We may do that one again sometime soon. But, you can only hear him ask about Hovind leaving a turd in the toilet so much before I'm just like, okay, it was funny.
Human suffering is caused by man himself. Adam's sin, pain in childbearing, you got to sweat and work for a living, a willful sin. If you take drugs or smoke or drink alcohol or smoking or neglect your health, you're going to have problems. And don't blame God. If you buy a new car and never change oil, don't blame Ford or Chevy or whoever built it. Okay, that's your fault. It's called stupid. Okay, maybe they're doing chemtrails or dictators can do things.
Oh my fucking God! Just out. Maybe they're doing chemtrails or dictators or fucking hell, Kent. Who's this they? The they. Kent, who are the people in charge right now? Okay, so tell me, in a completely Republican government, they would be the they. They would be the ones doing these chemtrails if such were a thing, which they are not. You people are fucking idiots and don't understand the concept of condensation. Goddamn morons. But in the initial meeting, I don't give a fuck. Gotta have my pretzels. That's the kind of respect responding Kent deserves, you know. It's for simple fact of broke as fuck that I don't have a big ass thing of ice cream here, and I'm just slopping on that like fuck yeah, just some good cookies and cream. Um, no, Kent, shit happens. Your deity has all power to correct these things, and indeed, the entire concept party, an entire crux or an entire cornerstone of your prayer concept is the idea of the deity intervening and causing things which should not happen to happen and preventing things that should happen from happening, such as engine failure due to having not changed the oil. So shut the fuck up. You're not getting out of this one. You're not getting out of any of your logic chains, but this one sure as hell you're not going to just talk your way out of.
Leaves or vaccines, or there are all kinds of reasons people it may health problem, and you did it yourself.
Or vaccines. Yeah, Kent. You should have a scar somewhere on you. Should be an odd circular one. You want to show us that and get back to us on how many times you had polio in your life. Oh, right. It was never, and you didn't have to suffer the ill effects of that destroying your nerve and muscle tissue in the way polio does. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Keep on bitching about vaccines. By the way, while I am not a medical professional, I will say you probably should get all recommended vaccines for yourself and for your children and for your pets. I say that being a guy who never gets the flu shot when I really should. So, I know the risk I'm taking. It's because I'm fucking broke. Why do we have to pay for vaccines? Why do we have to pay for anything like that? Why do we have to pay for healthcare? Oh, right, capitalism. Because Big Daddy Pharma's got to make more money.
Or somebody else did it. How can God know the future? Well, it's very simple. We are the ones that are stuck in time, not God. There's three types of people. What's a football game? I have complete knowledge, but no control. The players have complete control, but no knowledge. And you have neither knowledge nor control. Suppose we went on a rafting trip down the Grand Canyon. Every half hour, a new group takes off. Pretty soon, the rafts are spread out through the canyon like that, and no one can see.
Zoomy, you're talking, I think, Super Bowl of 19, I think it would have been early 96. It was Dallas versus the Steelers. Super Bowl 30. Yeah, January 28th, 1996. Oh, wow. It was exactly 10 years after the Challenger disaster. Yeah. Yep.
Each other. But there's a helicopter overhead who can see every raft and talk to them. We all have radios to talk to the pilot for advice. Hey, pilot, I'm coming.
This analogy fucking sucks like all of them do, can't, because you're, excuse me, because your deity can literally do anything.
Up, looks like some rapids here. Looks smooth water on the left and rough on the right. Which way should I go? Should I stay to the left? No, son, stay to the right. It looks smoother on the left where I sit. Stay to the right. But it looks smoother on the right.
I'm going to quote Laura because this needs to be said. Because this is a fine example of the quite honest way people should look at this entire prospect, what they're basically being told by this ass clown. And remember, this is coming from someone, or in this case, the quote I am quoting comes from someone who used to be devout. From Deconstructing Laura 42. Fuck you, there's nothing I did that made my retinas detach. God made my eyeballs too big. Fuck your God and fuck his intelligent design. What do you you ask what do you say to someone who says the kind of crap like Hovind does? This is the kind of stuff. If your God has control over everything, then your deity is explicitly responsible for this kind of shit, this kind of suffering, this kind of trauma, because they can stop it. To even say that, oh, it's Adam's fault, it's like, no, fuck you. Your God can still get involved and fix up things and do whatever, can solve the problem. But they're too fucking lazy. They're too fucking pathetic. They're incompetent, or maybe they just don't fucking exist.
On the left. Yes, son, it's always smooth right before the waterfall. Stay to the left, okay? If you got somebody over...
And no, it's not always smooth right before waterfalls. It just depends on the structure. It can be pretty rocky before it. It's kind of how rivers work. It's kind of how material works. It's how it is. I mean, it can't be smooth, but I'm just splitting hairs here. Just taking a moment to not have to listen to Hovind's voice. Let's fucking continue.
Head who can see what's coming and tell you what to do. Might not even make sense to you at the time. Just do it. Okay, trust him. That's what God is trying to tell you, trying to lead you. Okay? You want to go down the rough rapids and survive, or go over the waterfall and die?
If I have to listen to you, I'm taking my chances with the waterfall. Maria points out, if we have total control of our lives, why did Kent's wives leave him? And he said they left, not him. Yeah, but you have complete control over your life there, Kent. Couldn't your God have stopped your wives from leaving you?
Stay to the right, son. I'll be with you. Okay? The God who knows the end from the beginning.
And Rochester, yes. I mean, he is the full-on conspiracy theorist, sovereign citizen playbook. For some reason, though, and I think it's only because of the time he grew up in, he doesn't think the moon landings were explicitly... He thinks they happened, but that the film didn't work out right, and so they still filmed it on Earth. Some weird hybrid that makes no sense when you think about the fact that shit was televised live. And he's not a flat earther. Otherwise, he falls for everything. And yes, that includes 9/11 conspiracies. And to me, 9/11 conspiracy theorist crap, as I mentioned before, and if this pisses off audience members, so be it. You're just as stupid as anyone else if you believe that crap. That's an immediate red flag for me.
Wants to guide his children. Read the book and just do it. You don't have to understand. Just obey. So, how can God know the future? He's not stuck in time. We are. He knows it all. This is not 2025 in heaven.
Yeah, but then why is he not responsible for shit? Because what you said does not mean anything to him being responsible or not being responsible to shit for shit. I mean, come the fuck on, man.
There's no time at all. God sees the whole...
Oh, fuck. I only know the basics of the Nathan Oakley book drama, but holy hell. That shit's hilarious right there.
Timeline at the same time. There's going to be a rock one day with my name on it and a couple of dates. They already know the first one. I'm going to try to make that next number as big as I can. I'm thinking like 2099 or something, Here's a simple question for your show tonight. I don't know how to get it on. Thanks for calling me today. I deeply treasure our conversation, and your sincerity means a great deal to me. After careful thought, there's something critical I'd like to ask you to reconsider about your belief that the rapture happens at the very end of the tribulation. Specifically, it's about the timing related to the restrainer and the Antichrist rise. Here's my reasoning clearly laid out. 2 Thessalonians explicitly states the Antichrist cannot even be revealed until the restrainer is taken out of the way. The Greek word literally means remove from the midst, a total removal, not partial. We both agree the restrainer logically must be the Holy Spirit, because no other force could effectively restrain Satan's global rise to power.
Boy, so many presumptions in there from the get-go.
Jesus said, I will never leave you or forsake you. He promised to send the Holy Spirit to be our present permanent comforter and dwells within us. Therefore, if the Holy Spirit is literally removed, taken out of the way,
he's in me. Well, get him out of there. There's barely enough room for me and my own personal demons. I don't need no Holy Spirit. Unless that's Holy Spirit spelled Heoly, and I get one of them chicks. Because, right now, this is whatever. Yeah.
we're permanently joined to him, must also
Radical tattooed. I don't give a fuck. Let me and you go eat.
go at the exact moment of Christ's promise would be broken. This guy's arguing for a pre-trib rapture, okay? Because of this, Antichrist cannot even rise at mid-trib, prophecy clearly describes, unless the rapture...
Ha! It fucked up.
If there's no rapture until the end of the tribulation, as you currently... The Holy Spirit will remain here till then, thus preventing Antichrist's rise. It simply doesn't fit the scriptures. I understand, okay? He says, I'm sincerely asking you, brother, how can Antichrist ever come to power if the restrainer, Holy Spirit, remains on earth until the end? Doesn't this logically and scripturally?
Now, I just want everyone to appreciate the fact that because of the positioning that Hovind is now in, thanks to Joseph, we have our wonderful friend Zumato, fellow Casane Teto fan, the person who exposed me to the existence of Casane Teto, so I must thank you. Um, Now covering up Hovind with the text, I heard Jesus gives great hand jobs. What else? What else is there to say? That is just too perfect.
Mean the rapture must occur at the same time the restrainer is removed, precisely to fulfill Jesus' promise? I respect and trust your integrity. If I'm misunderstanding,
Look, last time I removed the restraining bolt, one of my droids went off looking for some Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the next thing you know, I came home and my aunt and uncle were fucking disintegrated. Fucking everything's on fire. So I go to this cantina, a bunch of fucking aliens everywhere, right? And after Obi-Wan talks to some giant fucking 7-foot tall dog dude, I meet with some dude who apparently just shot some fucking green dude out of nowhere. You know, I gotta sell my fucking speeder, but hey, we're on the way to fucking Alderaan. That's great. Coming from the Outer Rim, there's a good, couple of days easy trip on this tin can with a walking carpet. Some old man who apparently saved me from some weird ass crazy woman back like 10 years ago. And motherfucking, dude with gold dice on there. It's like, fuck, man. Is this like just Corvette? Is this like some kind of goddamn pedo van for space? So anyway, we get to fucking Alderaan, where it's supposed to be. It's fucking gone. There's a little tiny ship somewhere, and there's like this space station it's going to, right? Okay, what the fuck is it? Oh no, it's just a moon, just a moon. It's too big to be a space station. It's a moon. No, it's a fucking space station. So we land there, fucking hide on some hatches, right? Knock out some guys, steal their outfits. All of a sudden, oh fuck, it's an Imperial base. What the shit? Goddamn robot, fucking droid goes, hacks in the computer, and is like, dude, the fucking princess is here. Because that's what he's been after. He's been after some royal booty. So, okay, I'm a fucking farm boy. I'm hanging out with Walking Carpet and Mr. Laser Brain over here. So we go. Shit hits the fan. But we fucking find the princess, and dude, she's pretty, right? So wind up in some trash. Some goddamn thing tries to choke us out. Fucking blow a blood vessel. Fucking screaming so much. And I don't know what happens. And eventually Disney buys the property and makes some really shitty movies. I don't know. I can only keep up that going so much. And my accent slowly changed to a point where pretty soon he was going to, at the end, it was going to be something about the trench run. And Luke was going to go, hey, I'm walking here. When Vader comes up, I don't know. I just let that one go. I hope y'all enjoyed because that was fucking ridiculous. Let's continue.
Please gently correct me from scripture. I want clarity, not debate. Truly hope you're wrong, because I'm sure we don't both want to be here the second half of the tribulation. Okay? All right, great respect. Todd. Well, thank you, Todd. It says in Luke 18, verse 7, shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?
Good point. Revelations was about Roman Empire and nothing else. And when you look at the New Testament and realize how everything in it effectively correlates to Rome at the time of its writing, the compilation's writings, I should say, a couple of hundred years after the fact, it really paints a different picture.
What is Jesus saying here? When he comes back, there might not be anybody left alive.
Bruce Wayne, what in particular happened, given you would have come in probably while I was in the middle of my parody Star Wars rant, which just kind of went straight off the rails? I don't know where I was going with that one, but I just kept on riding it. That's kind of a moment that you'll never capture again, so I'm glad it's recorded in the stream. Buried forever.
Serving him. When he cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Matthew 7. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have we cast out devils?
I don't think anyone's going to say any of that because nobody talks like that anymore, you fucking moron.
And done thy name, done many wonderful works. He said, I'll profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me. Luke 13. One said, Lord, are there few that be saved? He said unto them, strive to enter in at the gate, straight gate. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. When once the master shut,
Except for those who are looking fabulous, you come in through the gay gate. Which, honestly, I would rather hang out around that gate. Far nicer people, far cooler style, far better way of talking and thinking about things. Just totally. 10 out of 10. Recommend the gay gate going into heaven, not the straight gate.
of the house shut the door, they said, Lord, Lord, open to us. And he shall answer and say, I know not whence you are. Revelation 20. I saw thrones, and they that sat on them, and judgment was given to them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads.
I mean, when I saw the beast and drunken peasants, I don't know, that kid didn't look like much to worship. And then you find out he's like in his mid 20s or something, or was like 30. And then you find out he's a goddamn sex offender because, of course, he fucking is. And it's like, man, fuck it. I don't even know if I could find that fucker anymore. Like, I know his videos should be out there, but I don't even know. It'd be funny to go back and watch some of his old crap, though. Honestly, it'd be fun to just go back and watch old drunken peasants from like 10 years ago. Basically, once the first Trump presidency started, it just stopped being fun to watch. Everything got too real. And then TJ and Scotty left, and that's all she wrote.
In their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. So I believe it is your responsibility to provide a positive claim for magic. Oh, this is a different comment. Okay. Todd, to answer your question, I don't know for sure the answer, but it looks to me like somebody sent me a clip. Joseph, did you see that about the streets in, is it Syria, where they're turning red from the blood of the Christians? They're killing so many of them.
Citation needed. Also, here's an idea, Kent. If that was happening, maybe all of these people should just get the fuck out of there. That's what you say about everybody else, right? They should just go away from where they're not wanted. Easy.
What country was that? One of the Mideast. Nigeria? Sudan, that was it. Yeah. They're murdering them as fast as they can find them, killing whole families. I mean, now, okay? 2025. So I think we're going to see a purging of Christians. What religion likes to cut people's heads off? Muslims do.
Any of them that are, extremely barbaric in their core principles, usually as a side effect of being extremist branches of a religious sect. Because let me tell you, you act like Christians hadn't done that. You're thinking in the wrong century, buddy boy. And here we go with some anti-Muslim bullshit. Just walking on thin ice there, Hovind. Because honestly, I don't tolerate anti-Muslim sentiment like your kind much more than I do your already rampant anti-Semitism.
Don't they? Matter of fact, they say you cannot be sure you're going to their heaven unless you kill a Christian.
No.
So they're looking forward to killing somebody. So, Todd, I think there's no question in my mind we get raptured out at the end of the tribulation. So during that 7-year period, I think you got a couple of assumptions in your statements you made that the restrainer is the Holy Spirit. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe the restrainer is, the Christian influence. Maybe the restrainer is those who pray. I don't know. I think you got
Maybe it's some kind of cock ring that keeps you from, finishing off, and Jesus is into that kind of denial shit because he's a fucking pervert. I don't know.
an assumption there you might want to
Your God's a real piece of shit, so I would imagine your Jesus is much better.
look at. But I think we're going to be shocked how many people think they're saved.
Like father, like son, after all. And boo-hoo, Kent. Oh, no. You poor Christians are going to get persecuted in their domination fetish. Doesn't that just mean you get to be with your magic sky daddy sooner? What are y'all bitching about? I'm not saying it should happen. I also don't think it is happening. Certainly it's not going to happen here in the way you fucking idiots think it will, given you're the fucking majority, you dumbasses. But what are you bitching about? I don't get this shit, and I'm being very serious on this aspect. Why in the goddamn hell so many Christian groups like this, so many of these crazy apocalyptic preachers and shit, all get so, oh no, people are gonna die, when that's literally what their entire existence revolves around, is them dying. I'm sorry, it's just fucking bass backwards.
And aren't. They think they're safe because they prayed the prayer. They climbed up the steps on their knees and kissed the Pope's toe or whatever. Said Hail Mary, full of grace, swinging beads all over the place, swinging high, swing them low. Come on, Mary, go, go, go.
Some of that good old bigotry against Catholics. Gotta love it.
They drank the holy Kool-Aid and they think they're. So a lot of people think they're saved or not. Okay, salvation is simple. God's not trying to fool anybody, but the churches are and the devil is. So we'll see.
Oh, the churches are. What's going on, Kent? Genesis Baptist Church? Huh.
Okay. I think we're going to be shocked. Jesus said, when he comes, is he going to find faith on the earth? The question is never answered. It's one of those questions like make you stop and think.
No.
Like, what if we all are killed?
Whoopity fucking do. That's all y'all obsess about is your own deaths. What are you bitching about? Where is the problem? And again, before someone misinterprets this, I'm truly asking from a fundamental standpoint of that is what their entire theology is about. It is a death cult. They are obsessed with their own demise. Hence, that would be the thing you would want more than anything else. Because it means congratulations, you've completed the game. Now you get your magical happy paradise sucking off Sky Daddy forever. Wow, you got everything you wanted. What the fuck is this double-ended shit of simultaneously playing on the natural, a fundamental aspect of life is the desire to, in some capacity or another, depending on how one wants to define it, a desire to survive, a desire to, exist. That kind of, I've got to eat, got to reproduce, got to propagate, got to release waste, got to constantly be. It's kind of fundamental to life. So naturally it develops as a core principle in most organisms of like, I do not wish to die. Yet your religion revolves around the benefits after you die, which only, of course, comes about from the fact that death is a kind of mysterious as opposed to the idea of consciousness. And we don't like the idea of others disappearing. So we come up with stories about how they exist happily in some other plane of existence. We can't get there yet, but we'll join them. And then all this stuff comes out around it. So it gets added on and gadded on. But it still boils down to an idea that in no way, shape, or form should any Christian be whining about death ever or worrying about their own. I will stop going as far with the logic as I wish to because such might be interpreted incorrectly and could result in me receiving some problems with YouTube. But again, it follows that why do you treat your own deaths as such a bad thing when your religion is based around that being the point where you get your ultimate reward for being faithful? It makes no fucking sense. It's like someone wanting so badly to go to Casa Bonita. And then once they're there, they can go in. They just stop and say, I don't wanna. It makes no fucking sense. No, I'm not ready to go to Casa Bonita and have all the fun possible and slide down the slide. Yay! No, they don't want to do that.
I mean, if you're going to die, getting beheaded, got to be a fast way to do it, doesn't it? Hope so.
No, Kent, it's absolutely fucking nightmarish. I'm not going to go into the details, but holy fuck, Kent, it is absolutely nightmarish. You are so stupid, you don't even comprehend the absolute hell such an action is. You don't just shut down, buddy boy. Your head's still going until the shutdown processes start happening due to the sudden lack of oxygenated blood flowing to everything and the lessening of overall pressure. You get a good 15 seconds of pure hell. It's not fun, Kent. Chris, how could you know? I think I can imagine based on what I know about neurology and stuff that I've seen. You want me to send you a couple of video clips, Kent? I got some really good ones that show just what might be going through someone's head, no pun intended, when that kind of stuff happens. Okay, this is brutal even for me. I don't have to be talking about this, but wow. You seriously, and yes, I'm staring at his little tiny ass self in the corner down there. You seriously think that this is something that should be being discussed on what's supposed to be some prove me wrong about evolution thing, but also that you're that fucking stupid that you think that way of passing on is quick and easy. My God, you are fucking stupid.
Nobody knows what they're thinking afterwards. They can't talk. They don't have air from their lungs. Can't get. Never mind. Okay.
Well, and people laughed about that. Let me send you some footage from south of the border there, Kent. Please, let me get in there on your little screen and just show everybody. Just give me 10 minutes. I'll take your whole tour, Kent. You just give me 10 minutes to show people some stuff and ask them if that seems like it's, something worth laughing about, something worth, it's not a problem at all. Because then if they watch that afterwards, I'll hook them up with I'll find somebody somewhere who will do the job that they must seem to want. Oh, it's fun, it's easy. It's like, meet your God here. God damn, that's dark comedy that's too dark for me. But it's the only way I can deal with the sickening feeling that him going through that gives me. Like, I've talked a lot in this. I am going to, against my best interest, jump back about 2 taps, and we're going to let him just say the whole thing.
I mean, if you're going to die, getting beheaded, got to be a fast way to do it, doesn't it? Hope so. Nobody knows what they're thinking afterwards. They can't talk. They don't have air from their lungs. Can't get. Never mind. Okay.
Just I'm going to take a screenshot. Just remind me to put that up as its own independent video. Zoom in on the fucker, so he's going to be in pixel vision, but that's fine. Holy fuck.
One more question I got here, brother, from, who was this from? I forget. I believe it's your responsibility to provide a positive claim for magic and for God, and for answered prayers and miracles. Attempting to poke holes in science will never create a positive argument for God. I forgot to put the name on here. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Maria. That particular phrasing really helps alleviate how I've been feeling on this. I noticed that he isn't offering himself up for martyrdom.
Look, I love science. Evolution is not
lies, and you just go from that to evolution isn't science. Fuck off, Kent.
Part of science. You guys don't
And religion isn't part of actual fucking reality.
get it. Evolution is a religion mixed in with our science. I love
all wrong.
Science. Evolution isn't part of it, okay? If you believe in God and miracles,
I mean, just every single thing he said there was a lie. That's a fine example of where every single statement he made is an absolute lie.
I'm on your side, and I can help you talk about miracles, a miraculous universe we live in. But if you try to poke holes in science or evolution, you at least separated them there. Poking holes in evolution is easy, okay? There's no science for it. But science and evolution should not belong in the same sentence, unless it's you say they contradict. You created a dead end for yourself. I can never make a positive argument for what you believe. Yes, I can. Okay. See comments here. And seminars started me on the journey 11 years ago. God bless you. Can't. Well, God, thank you.
Didn't you did these last time? These are the exact same fucking slobbing on your knob comments, and it's going to be the same hate comments. This is literally the same goddamned presentation set, save for a few passages, fucking Bible passages, as you had previously. What the fuck, Kent? Not trying very hard for those 3 days off, were you?
Appreciate that. Not hated by everybody, brother. I know, brother. I got 5 friends now out there? Yeah, okay.
I was going to try to offer up us bonding over a common interest in World War II, even though I know you wouldn't know shit about that, and you'd probably take every opportunity discussing the subject to just bring up how the Nazis were evolutionists, even though everything about that is fucking wrong, as is everything you ever say. But nah, I've lost pieces of shit who treated themselves or said they were friends but weren't, who I'd still rather talk to than you about this kind of shit.
This man was an important step for me coming to Christ. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Berg. Let's see. Something stupid. The thing is, all his misinformation has been debunked for decades. Well, something stupid. Show me what's been debunked. Show me. Okay, I'd like to see that. Here's something stupid.
Hello, Harold. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, we've got Hovind doing the exact same presentation he did last week, basically. It's fucking mental. It's deja vu, and my God, we're only halfway through this.
Don't be afraid to make that call. Schedule a debate. I haven't had any in months now, Joseph. I'm feeling neglected. Oh, you atheists say I'm such an easy, I'm stupid. I don't know anything. My degree's no good. Well, call. Come on.
Fuck you. You say fuck you because you can't handle the Hovind. You backed out of the debate. No, I've got more important things to do right now, Ken. I've got more pressing issues, so I haven't been able to cement anything, so I still haven't bothered to email Joseph back because honestly, going to sleep would be a more valuable thing for me to do right now than email back Joseph. Not to attack Joseph right now. So far, he's been amicable, but I've had bigger priorities. But your calls for debate mean nothing because the implication is that you're valued as an interlocutor and as a debate opponent, and you're not in either case. So no.
Okay.
How about you whack one of my videos, Ken? How about you do that? Huh? How about you just whack it? Just whack it really hard. Just whack off my video the whole day. Whack it, whack a Hovind, whack Hovind. Suddenly I'm a duck, Hovind duck.
Your mama will call down the stairs when supper's ready. Don't you worry, stupid guy. Okay. Call us 855 Big Dino, extension 4, schedule a debate. I feel sorry you're so gullible. Literally everything you learned from him is false.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like the absolute uneducated piece of shit he is. Hovind, and he most definitely has referred to the Nazis as socialist. He follows that same stupid ass line that so many other idiots do, not comprehending anything of the sort. But hey, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, that is what my recent video is all about. So take an opportunity to check that out when the stream is done.
Take my word for it. Ask the scientist. Okay, again, something stupid, make that call. Okay. Show me
Hey,
what I
Nimrod.
said that's false. Supper will be ready and Mama will call you. Here he is again. He recently created a false message from people he debated. That's when I did the email. It said,
Uh-oh. Otaku X throwing fire. Everyone get ready to get angry at him. Of course the Nazis were revolutionists. How dare you? Oh, wait, there's more text. That's why they burned books teaching evolution. That's what people who understand something do, right? Absolutely. Wait. No, they didn't do that. Mein Kampf was inspired by evolution. Just look at it. He dedicates it to Charles Darwin and to all those other guys, to Charles Lindbergh and to Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Wait, scratch that one. Charlie Kirk would be the kind of motherfucker to have an autographed copy of Mein Kampf.
Dan, Simon Dan, you should send me this email. I said so at the beginning.
That's the essence of it, Nimrod. Yeah, Kunt has never debated anybody. He just ignores this other person and talks shit at length. Really is it.
And I wrote what he should say. Kent, I'm sorry, you're right. I've decided there is a God. I'm going to him as my savior or something like that. It was a suggested letter for him to sign and write. I think you still should. I wasn't trying to deceive anybody. I said at the beginning, this is what I think Dan should say. Okay, something stupid, I think you should say. Dear
Hey, Kent, you want me to write the letter I should say?
Brother Hovind, I'm sorry. You're right. I was wrong. I was stupid, wasn't I? Signed, something stupid. Okay? Okay. When Christ comes back, we shall all see. Let's see. I know you probably get a lot of messages and stuff. No idea. Okay. Have to tell you, your videos help me explain so much.
You know what? I'm going to say what I want to say. Kent Hovind, you should yourself. I said it. I muted myself in the critical part, but I said what I wanted to say. Fill in the blanks as you see fit, because no one can prove or disprove what was actually said in that, and that's the funniest part. No one truly knows, except me.
Much more than what you know. Always believed in God. I felt like I was reading a Santa Claus story whenever I would read the Old Testament. Oh, no, man, I love the Old Testament. Let's see. Can't thank you enough. Okay, appreciate that. Dominic, this is the one I want to get to. Well, comment, Joseph, on one of the channels. I forget. We're on a bunch of stuff.
Dominic Owens. Here's where we get to the meat where he goes on about the Big Bang for a hot minute. Because, you know. And yes, I'm testing my muting just to make sure earlier everything muted, right? I'll do it live. All right. Let's go to it.
Dominic said you should learn about crystal formation and seeding. Oh, okay. I taught earth science. I love that kind of stuff. You're saying it must be God.
I taught everything because I'm Ken Hovind.
You can't understand. Simple chemicals and minerals grow all the time around us in much less energetic environments than primordial Earth. Anything capable of reproduction, aka causing more of itself to exist, is capable of evolution. It's pretty complicated, Dominic. Just reproduction the way anything. Get my series, Making Babies.
No.
Go through all kinds of different animals and plants and explain in detail how they make babies and say, would you please explain how this complex process evolved step by step? Nobody answered any of them, Joseph.
No, that's what Donald Trump does. Although Hovind's got diarrhea of the mouth, that's for damn sure. That you save a lot on painkillers. Yep. If he did stop streaming, he would. Stop streaming himself. Yep. Heard every word. No, I can't. You were muted. Don't worry. Good.
Okay. Let's see. Here's Dominic.
Oh, God. Here we go. He's going to start going on that bullshit. Is my bro here's 2 steps away from uwu? I think my bro here is 2 steps away from uwu. Fuck yeah.
Oh, and that's his, what do you call it, Facebook page or something?
His profile on Facebook, yeah.
What's it say at the bottom? Basic something. What is that symbol?
None you can't.
666. Oh, okay. 666. Okay. Dominic, you said, talk to you just for a minute, Dominic. I'm trying to help you out here, okay?
We talk about you all the time, Kent. I'm just trying to help you out here. Because really, I am, Kent. Works for you, works for me. I'm just trying to help you out and understand what a horrible, horrible mistake you've made in everything you've ever done with your pathetic life.
Here's what European Space Agency says. Time, space, and matter.
And here he goes. He is literally so fucking, just so fucking stupid, so incompetent that he's just going to go right back into the shit he's already done, already covered, just looping his slides. My fucking God. Rosina, you did not disappoint in your description of this.
In a fraction of a second. The universe grew from smaller than a single atom to bigger than a galaxy. This is what they're saying. Well, they call that the Big Bang. Universe at the early stages, we can describe the size of it. It can be no smaller than roughly the size of a human being. Well, it's a little better than a dot, smaller than an atom, okay? Some people say no smaller than a soccer ball. The whole thing is stupid, real stupid, okay? Big Bang was the moment 13.8 billion years ago when the universe began as a tiny, dense fireball that exploded. Wow, what caused this?
Incorrect. Big Bang is a pejorative term coined by a fucking nut job to mock the idea of cosmic inflation, and it actually kind of stuck as a colloquial term for it, which is not when the universe, quote unquote, began, but can be thought of as the universe as we know it initially coming into being, in much the same way as a bunch of resources properly reassembled can become the beginning of a car. Or that moment that they finish assembling everything, it would be the beginning of the car as you know it, like a particular vehicle. There was a point where your car was just a bunch of damn resources that were compiled together, and then boom, it got built. Hey, that goes back into your layers thing and is the exact same idea. We're defining the rearrangement of stuff, but that's neither here nor there. Reality in and of itself, if that's what one wants to define the universe as, which is how I like to define things for this discussion, would be effectively infinite, especially since time as we know it did not properly exist before cosmic inflation. That's one of those things that came about as a side effect of the inflationary event, whatever the exact origin point of that would be. I don't want to say cause because that's rather loaded, but what one would think back up to as a cause if this happened on a normal time scale, which it did not. But it's getting technical, it gets really abstract when you think about this stuff. Yeah, stuff would have existed effectively in perpetuity or in no time whatsoever, equally. Zero time equals infinite time at this case.
Explosion is a mystery. Okay, this is from American Museum of Natural History. That'd be, peer reviewed. Big Bang Theory states the universe formed in a single event which all matter and energy suddenly expanded from an extremely small point. The point is called a singularity. Is thought to have been infinitesimal, infinitely dense, and infinitely hot. These people do not understand.
Unlike any of Hovind's wives. Well, they are infinitely dense, but they are nowhere near hot. Let me tell you, this fucker has poor taste in women. I'm sorry, but he fucking does.
And the meaning of the word infinitely. Let's see. It is thought to have been smaller than a single atom and made of pure energy. One of the biggest mysteries of the universe is how the entire universe inflated.
That's for random giggling. And it inflated because it's kinky like that. What kind of answer do you fucking want, Kent?
At an extremely high rate, from a point smaller than a single atom to the size of a baseball, almost instantaneously. This mystery continues to plague scientists, but the laws of physics do not allow for such an event. I agree, it's physically impossible.
Good. That's why, if you want to go with that train of thought, because that's not what everyone says. In fact, many people say it's the complete opposite, is that, physics actually perfectly lies in line with this concept once you understand it to a greater scale. Sorry, lighting some incense because, need something to kind of bring back some zen. And then I breathe right in through the mouth. And yes, it is incense. It's not a euphemism for 420 or anything. Got Nag Champa. Fucking love it. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, pauses for laughter there. And I forget what the fucker was saying, so we're gonna step back just a hair.
Allow for such an event.
Oh yes, physics. Can't forgetting that definitionally, physics as we know it would have also the principles that we describe as the laws of physics would have only become the constants they were as a side effect of this inflationary period and what it entails. So,
I agree. It's physically impossible. How about this one? From SciTech Daily. How did matter come from nothing? Good question. Let's see. There came into existence around 1/10,000th of a second after the Big Bang. Before that point, there was really no material in any familiar sense of the word. Space.com. What is the Big Bang Theory? Big Bang Theory is the leading explanation for how the universe began. Simply put, it says the universe as we know it started from an infinitely hot and dense single point that inflated and stretched at unimaginable speeds. Then, at a more measurable rate, over the next 13.7 billion years to the still expanding cosmos we know today. Really, the astronomy, stacker exchange here. Before the Big Bang, the universe underwent a rapid expansion, doubling in size at least 80 times in less than a trillionth of a second.
Ooh, if I say it with a slightly condescending tone, people are gonna think it's a load of shit. because I'm the dude who doesn't know a goddamn thing but acts like he knows everything and is somehow smarter than everyone out there.
Was their time.
I shouldn't have to explain it, but y'all know that's his technique, right? Like, I say, it's his technique. You know it, but you don't know what he's doing. There's a subtlety here that a lot of people don't address, and I think we all recognize it, but some people might not, in that he makes it out like these things are so obviously lies and so obviously wrong that any idiot can figure it out, as a way of ironically boosting the perceived intelligence that his audience believes that they themselves have. It's like, oh yeah, I can figure this out. And so you tell me the scientists are that stupid and they think we wouldn't figure it out, huh? In that kind of way of making them seem dumb. It's like, try harder. Try harder, libs.
And that thing. This rapid inflation was fueled by a mysterious form of energy that permeated empty space itself, leaving the universe desolate and cold. I see. As the doubling of the universe ceased, the energy of the vacuum underwent a metamorphosis,
I see, Hovind.
transforming into particles. Just
Yeah. At a certain temperature, you're not going to have matter in any appreciable state. You eventually reach a point where baryons can form, and then you're starting to get somewhere. And it took a good little while. And what's especially great is how long it took for the quasi-neutral plasma that the entire universe consisted of to cool down to a point where electrons could fucking form and the first proper hydrogen atoms could finally become stable and not be the fucking plasma that everything was. That was 370,000 years after cosmic inflation began. The recombination epoch, which is a slight misnomer in the fact that nothing had been combined previously, but the name stuck, and I think it sounds fucking awesome. That's my prog rocks band name, Recombination Epoch. Look for our album out on Spotify and MySpace. Yeah, we're old school like that. Um, fuck. Pro tip: your MySpace account still exists, emo pictures and all. Don't think it doesn't. For some reason, a lot of people think after that data loss it did. They all disappeared, but nope, they're still there. Broken, but still there. If you didn't explicitly delete them. Anyway, talking about the recombination epoch. Yeah, that was the point where space became transparent, and that's where the cosmic microwave background originates from. It is that last light as everything cooled to that point where, oh, the photons can finally be emitted and just keep on traveling. And so what we see is the anisotropic nature. For some reason, I can't say anisotropy properly in a way I can accept, of the plasma that was the universe before that point in time at that moment. And we see the residual glow of it, which is cooled heavily since, of course, the universe has expanded an incredible amount since then.
sound like a fairy tale to anybody else? Big Bang Theory explains how the universe began with infinitely hot and dense single point that inflated and stretched. Wow. Okay. What was before the Big Bang? Well, the whole universe started at a point smaller than a subatomic particle.
Partible.
This is the Big Bang Theory, Dominic. Okay. At 10 to the minus 43rd
Kent, this is nothing that he was talking about, you fucking idiot.
seconds. It's got 43 zeros behind it.
And let's note that nobody is going to correct this man on that. No one at DAL is going to be like, hey, Kent, you're talking about the wrong thing.
That's a tiny number, okay? Big Bang, here it is. Expanded from the size of an atom to a grapefruit. Wow. So you said, Dominic, we should learn about crystals. Well, let me have a little talk with you, Dominic, about crystals. I like crystals. We got a whole museum full of them here. There's quartz crystal, salt crystal, sodium chloride, ice crystal, water and oxygen. The Big Bang produced primarily
water and oxygen. What? Did he say water and oxygen?
Ice crystal, water and oxygen.
Yes, Kent, because water is a chemical element. Huh, you have one water and one oxygen, and it makes one ice. Jesus fucking Christ, you geriatric fuck. Go to a goddamn retirement home and just do us all a favor and disappear from society. Get neglected by someone who's too busy talking on the phone to care for your self-shitting ass and rot away. Just like you don't care happens to so many other people because of if they're lucky, because of the nature of quote unquote health care in this country.
The Big Bang produced
Well, that's the ones whose families or they themselves at least have money to afford that.
primarily hydrogen, helium, and lithium, along with trace amounts of beryllium. Okay? So you got hydrogen, helium, lithium. No elements heavier than beryllium were formed during this period because the conditions required for their synthesis, higher densities and longer timescales, were not sustained. All heavier elements, including carbon, oxygen, and iron, were synthesized later in stars. Oh, so they're saying the Big Bang made these light elements, hydrogen, helium, and lithium, and the other ones formed later in the stars. Well, here's a hydrogen, helium.
Here we go. Kent is all up in my wheelhouse. Welcome to Yamato land, buddy boy. You know that big green block down there? Those are some of my favorites. Oh, lanthanides and actinides. Oh, how you doing, uranium? Good to see you, plutonium. What's up? You just chilling there? Americium? Oh yeah, curium. Oh, berkelium, californium. Oh, how you doing? Oh, so many good elements. Oh, but let's not forget where you at. One of you up here, technetium, wherever you. There you are, technetium. That's a completely synthetic element. None of it naturally exists. It's the lightest of the purely synthetic elements. Start getting down here, you get ones that tend not to exist in nature too much either. Some more than others. Yeah, there's a few other scattered ones that are extremely uncommon as opposed to others. Oh man, periodic table. I knew as a kid I thought this was neat, but I never knew how much as I got older I would just absolutely grow to adore and begin to just as a person with just internet access begin to understand this to the degrees that school never taught me. Let's see how Kent can completely fuck it up. But first, check a few things. Hovind is triangulating with his goody Christian audience without them knowing it. Goofy audience. If Big Bang is a fairy tale, Cunt and his ilk are the scariest horror story. Great analogy there, Nimrod. Mixing water and oxygen to make ice hurts my brain. Yeah, does mine too. Look, everyone, it's Yamato's kids. Wait, I missed it. I don't know what was the kids. That was fun either way. Stars are great big fusion powerhouses. Fuse things together. Cunt has no idea of scale. Francium is awesome. Francium has a half-life of like 22 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, you don't get much of it, and it's not around for very long. But man, is it cool. Is it a beta emitter or is it a gamma? Francium, radioactive alkali metal, atomic number 87, discovered in 1939 by Marguerite Perry, is extremely rare in nature. The longest of isotopes, half-life of 22 minutes. Chemical properties similar to cesium due to instability, has few practical applications. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, what kind of emitter is it? That's all I care about. Light emissions, light emissions. I don't care about light emissions. I care about what radiation, how it decays. God damn it. ChatGPT, here we go. Give me a second. We're taking a slight detour. All right, we're going to share this tab. It's K-chain of francium. Extremely highly unstable, blah, blah, blah. Most stable, 223. Decay chain, usually what people say in the K-chain of francium. Da-da-da-da-da. Uranium alpha decays to thorium. Thorium alpha decays to, forget that. Actinium, thorium, radium, francium. Beta decays. Okay. So it's got beta decay. And eventually down the lead. So it's beta decay. Exactly. It was beta minus decay when a neutron in the nucleus converts to a proton, emitting an electron and an antineutrino. Okay, cool, cool. Beta decay. Okay, you can block the vast majority of the radiation from it with a sheet of paper. And that's fucking bad. Beta decay, honestly, I mean, I love my straight up neutron releases and my gamma rays and the like, but beta decay is pretty fucking cool because the neutron just decides, you know what? I'm not going to be stable anymore. Even though I'm in an atom, I just don't feel like being a fucking neutron anymore. So, boop, I'm a proton now. Hey, electron, hey, antineutrino, get the fuck out of here because I got to lose some charge or I otherwise release some quote unquote negative charge so I can become positively charged, and I need to lose some mass. So there goes that antineutrino. It's basically non-existent mass, but I mean, I got to lose some of it because I lost this charge. So there you fucking go. Go find a neutrino and you two annihilate each other. It's not going to fucking matter because you're fucking neutrinos. But hey, here we go. And then alpha emission. Okay, throws out a goddamned helium nucleus and produces astenine. Because alpha decay is a proton and a neutron both flying on out like fuck you, we gone, and that is literally a helium nucleus. And by the way, you hear how excited I am when I get into this kind of stuff? That shows a genuine love for the science, even if I can't totally wrap my head around the exact math. Because let me tell you, this formula up here, holy fuck, I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I see the francium, I see beta decay, I see time 22 minutes into radium, radon, whatever, eventually to good old lead. Because everything fucking decays to lead, except not everything decays to lead, but let's not get into details. But it's the overarching principles, and I just fucking adore this stuff. Hence, science communicator. I'm not one, but I'd like to be one if I can sharpen myself a bit better. And you see the passion with which I talk about this is in no way the same as the way Hovind talks about anything. Because I actually love science. Hovind doesn't even love himself like you think he does. All right, let's continue. After we've had our moment of joy, let's get into this bullshit.
And lithium, first three elements, okay? There's a problem when you try to fuse when getting past iron, because anything before that is called exothermic. It gives off energy when they fuse.
Kent, well, that is technically correct. You don't refer to that in such a way. Let's go back to our friend ChatGPT. Energy. Let's see if it corrects me or not. Good question. You're right to notice the distinction. For nuclear reactions, we generally don't use exothermic and endothermic wrongly. They're still technically correct, but physics usually refer to talk in terms of binding energy and Q values. A reaction that releases energy is said to be exothermic or to have a positive Q value in endothermic or negative Q value, but endothermic is less often. So it has a positive Q value. You could say endothermic, exothermic, but that is very, very blasé about it, which once again shows, Kent, that you do not care about these subjects.
But I took chemistry in high school.
Kent, this really isn't chemistry at this stage. This is physics. Chemistry is sort of involved in that you're still dealing with it, but chemistry really boils around molecular science. At this point, you're dealing with atomic physics. And while the two are related, they are distinct fields with an overlap in many core principles by the nature of what's being discussed, but the scale and focus are different.
Okay. And see, the first four meanings of this word evolution are purely religious. Cosmic
and you go into this.
Evolution, the Big Bang, that's not science. Chemical evolution, the hydrogen, helium producing all the elements, Dominic, that's not science. That's a religion. I'll use small words and pictures to help you understand.
Ooh, Nimrod has been to Yiterbi. Nice. And I know I probably butchered that, so I apologize, but Yiter Village. Neat. I learned something new. I knew it was named after the area. I knew it was Swedish. There's a lot of kick-ass elements found by Swedes named after areas in Sweden, because why not? He earned it. I think if you discover a new fundamental unit of the universe in and of itself, you kind of have a right to name it.
In the fictitious fairy tale about the Big Bang, the lighter elements were produced. They expanded away faster than the speed of light. That's what the books all say.
Astatine has entered the chat wrong last time.
Dominic, this means that in a tiny fraction of a second, they're getting farther away from each other. The longer you wait, the farther away they get. Oh, okay. So in 1 minute.
Zumi's favorite chemical is azidoazide azide. Wow. That sounds like the name of some forgotten djinn from millennia before that upon summoning tries to go straight Cthulhu on the world. Holy shit. My favorite chemicals are nitrogen tetroxide, or dinitrogen tetroxide, and monomethylhydrazine. I love those. That's C2N14, 14 nitrogen bonds. That's like bonding one of the most unstable elements to itself 14 times. God damn. C2N14. That's got to be some crazy shit. Nitrogen does not like bonding with other nitrogen molecules. You can put this stuff on in a beaker sealed in a non-lit room and it would still blow up. Non-lit room. Wow. You did a very good job of pronouncing the name. Well done. Thank you. I consider that one an easy one, so I thought I probably was, mispronouncing it because it looked so easy, but thank you very much. Chlorine trifluoride is a close second. That's some nice stuff, but you got anything you got fluorine in. Ooh. Ugh, man.
They are light years apart from each other.
Just fluorine in general. Just goddamn fluorine.
These little tiny particles, hydrogen atoms, helium atoms, light years apart, okay? Then...
That's not how cosmic inflation worked. You're fucking stupid.
These light elements had enough gravity to pull themselves into a huge clump.
The expansion is non-homogeneous and gravitational density matters. The void flow of things, i.e., dark energy, is this particular scale of it is, I think, logarithmic, depending on the gravitational potential of any given mass, any given area where the force is acting upon. Hence why the galaxies and stuff don't just disintegrate and why the planet stays a planet. Dark energy's effect is mitigated by gravity, whereas out in the rest of the void that, oddly enough, the Milky Way galaxy inhabits, I think it's the Bootis void. Booties. Forget how you pronounce that. I acknowledge that, unlike you, just pronounces it wrong and doesn't give a shit. Boetes, I think, is it. And also, I don't even know if that's the one we're in or if it's actually we're not. I forget what void we're in. KBC local void. Local void. Okay, fuck. I can't remember. We're the Virgo cluster. I know that much. But that's what cluster of stuff we're in. Anyway, point is, dark energy kind of works around gravitational masses. So it works in the space in between the filaments of the galaxy or the universe. Because you don't understand, Ken, the universe at the grand scale is very much shaped like a sponge. It's got that kind of weird empty space thread of galaxies, empty space thread of galaxies going on. And by thread of galaxies, I mean threads of galactic clusters and superclusters and shit, all kind of tied together in what amounts to a sponge. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Dominic, they're getting further apart the longer you wait.
And look, you were talking about crystals, then you went right back in the Big Bang. What the fuck, dude?
How are they going to...
He planned all this, too.
Pull themselves together to fuse into a star. The stars then created the heavier ones. You see, Dominic, when you have the Big Bang, some particles go that way, some particles go that way. You're telling me they're going to get back together? Maybe this will help with the picture. The spokes on your wheel. Maybe you're riding a two-wheeler. I don't know by now. Might help you. The spokes are further away.
It talks in this juvenile, condescending way. One, thinking, as was brought up previously, that anyone's going to be accepting of that. And two, so clearly does not understand what's actually going on. I mean, at this point, if this is the way he's going to talk, because I mean, if he talks to me like this during the debate, I'll tell him what he can do on stream and not give a fuck. Because it's not going to be my channel that gets the strike over what I want to say to him. So I don't care. What are people going to do? Hate me? Wow, they already fucking do. I don't give a shit. No one's going to fucking talk to me like this. Not some goddamn 72, 73-year-old piece of shit convicted felon. Not my own goddamn family. Only person going to talk to me like this is me if I fucking lose my mind. But at this point, if this is how he's going to come at cosmology, there's no point. It's like beating up a special needs kid. Just fucking wrong on every level. You're literally too stupid to bother with, Kent.
Here than they are back here. So the longer you wait, the further apart they get. How are they going to get together? When a hand grenade explodes, the fragments get further apart with time.
The universe is in a hand grenade, you fucking retard. There, I fucking said it. Y'all were waiting for me to drop the R-bomb, and you know I hate doing that. But goddamn, there's no other way to describe Hovind.
In your fairy tale Big Bang, the fragments will never get together to make stars or anything else. So you're saying the silicon, oxygen got together to make quartz? Let's study crystals, okay? Let's see, silicon and oxygen, interesting. Salt crystals, halite, okay? You got chlorine and sodium, okay? I agree. Ice crystals. Here we have hydrogen, helium, lithium.
Did you just, every 5 slides, duplicate it? This is all I'm fucking seeing, Kent.
Exploding, getting further and further apart.
Hey, Kent, can you explain why the periodic table is arranged the way it is? What that means? What all these colors mean? What the numbers mean? Can you explain any of what that means?
But they got back to
Even just vaguely. What is the common trait of helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon? What the fuck? This, I'm sorry, it just hit me, and I knew this looked oddly familiar, but this is one of those goddamned AI charts and shit that people are making now. Because it had all the hallmarks of it in the particular color pattern used, the font, the text, and shit. What the fuck is this shit? Jesus fuck whore mother of Christ, this goddamn mongoloid. There, I fucking said that too, and I should never have to bring that out. But there are literally no other words to describe you, Kent, than to bring up archaic vulgarities from the stupid ages you grew up in to describe you. And I'm sorry for saying those things for the levels of offense they bring to people who are mentally handicapped to heavy degrees. But you wish to talk ill of other people, Kent, and this is the level of shit that you try to bring, the way you talk, the way you bring up a fucking AI bullshit chart rather than actual periodic fucking table. The goddamn Wikipedia and the fucking periodic motherfucking goddamn table so I can look at this goddamn thing from a source that actually fucking makes goddamn fucking sense. Fucking hell. Here, share this tab instead. There we go. There's your real goddamn periodic table. What the fuck is that right there? Element 54, XE, xenon. You know why I know a lot about xenon, Kent? Because it's a fucking neutron absorber. It's a poison in nuclear reactors that usually, because of the more intense heat levels, is burned away. However, in a little event known as the Chernobyl disaster, it built up a little bit. Some people say it was a critical cause of the reactor going even more unstable than it already was in a low power state. Others say that it was somewhat downplayed. I'm a little more into the downplay, or should be more downplayed. I'm a little more in that camp, but it did have an effect on instability in that reactor. It has a problem with most every reactor where it's present because it's a decay product of uranium fission. It is not XR. I mean, a lot of this shit looks to actually be right. AH. Is that it? Yeah, that's an H when it should be AG. Element 47. And under there, AU. Okay, gold is right. Mercury is right. I can't even. It's already 2 hours. I cannot fucking do this, people. I cannot motherfucking do this. Like stuff that goes boom, what can I say? Breaking Bad in the house. Gas goes down, go boom boom. I in Swedish is rather difficult to get properly correct amongst others. If you don't make the right shape with your lips, you never get it right. Okay. And Zoomy with yes, because time and space warps. Oh Jesus, Zoomy. He's such a joke of a human. Never get his book back. Piece of shit, convicted felon in their 70s. You plan to debate the president? Might as well. I'm smarter than him as well. And more qualified. Atomic weight of polonium? Ooh, no, I can't. Damn it. That was a Futurama reference, right? I am 99% sure it was Futurama because it doesn't sound like a Simpsons reference. I know it's one of the two. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Futurama. Gonna just use, the actual periodic table. I mean, yeah, I just miss having a periodic table in my shower curtain. Yeah, I need to get me one of those. You can attach enough periodic tables end to end, they will span the diameter of the solar system twice. Can't be a coincidence. Tyler, totally. You took every periodic table that could ever exist and put it end to end, it'd stretch across Uranus. But isn't xenon one of the noble elements? Yeah, but it is a decay product in the fission chain from uranium. From uranium. And so that's a thing about it, is that it ends up not just slowing down neutrons but outright absorbing them. Because the thing about noble elements and the ones that are non-reactive, we're dealing, everything chemical about an element is strictly due to, in short form, due to electrons. It has to do with the way the electron orbitals, what electrons are present, as in what shells, what valve areas are filled. But it also has to do with the particular shape of the electron cloud, which is determined by the protons and by what element it actually is. All those properties together, the actual proton count, that's why that determines what element it is. And then you can have variations in electrons, but the proton count and arrangement, which is just how the element is, are going to determine the properties of the electron cloud, and that determines the chemical properties of everything. That is the key thing. Every element's chemical properties are determined by a combination of the protons in it creating, or basically implying, that the electron arrangement has to be a certain way. And that's your chemical stuff. Hence why hydrogen, deuterium, and tritium being radioactive, all behave the same. They are all still hydrogen chemically, but one is a little heavier and the other is even more heavy and unstable. Heavy water being water that uses deuterium as opposed to regular hydrogen, for example. That having the extra neutron, and you can kind of moderate nuclear reactions with that a little more efficiently. But imagine getting a radioactive hydrogen atom in your body, and imagine the damage that's going to happen after about 12 years, when that at some point in the half-life where that neutron goes flying. That's your problem with your radioactive elements. That's why if you watch Chernobyl, for example, they wanted them to take the iodine tablets, because that collects in the thyroid because of just the way the chemistry is. But the radioactive iodine the good iodine doesn't matter, but your body can only absorb so much, and then the rest is flushed through. So if you pre-build with the stuff that's not radioactive, you can't absorb the radioactive stuff when exposed, and that, of course, getting in your body and staying in your thyroid is not good at all. So yeah, when you're dealing with nuclear science, neutrons play a very critical role in stability or instability, and can change elements, transmute them. But when you're dealing with chemistry, that's where your electrons get in. And xenon is a fine example. The alchemists of old thought they could turn lead into gold, just had one problem: nuclear fission. Exactly. Or in this case, well, no, it was a case of fission, different fission and fusion types. Xenon's noble element, Zumi. Yep. Uh, we've had far more industrial disasters or worse scales here in the United States than Chernobyl. Yeah, I mean, the entire Industrial Revolution. I mean, the Industrial Revolution has been a disaster for humanity. You know, anyone who's read Industrial Society and its Future knows that. The consequences of the Industrial Revolution have been a disaster. Anyone who's read the best book ever written knows that. And Simpsons, thank you, as the promotional Oscar Mayer periodic table. Thank you, Otaku. Thank you. Yes, I remember it. Delicious. Partial credit. See, the reason I like chlorine trifluoride so much is because as soon as they create it, some of it gets on the floor, and the worst goddamn concrete is on fire. Words goddamn concrete is on fire were spoken. Yes. Good stuff. The accepted answers are delicious or snacktacular. Ah, very good, very good. Xenon was a surprising noble element in that it did react with others occasionally, hence xenon headlights on cars. Yeah, well, it's not so much reaction. It's just the particular way that when an electric current is forced through it, it reacts quite spectacularly. But when doped with other compounds, I believe, you get that vibrant light. And that's really the fun thing. And Maria has to say, everyone here is so smart. I'm impressed and a little intimidated. Don't be. We all specialize in different things. I have no social life, so I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. I'm obsessed with nuclear power, have been forever. I love, I love this kind of shit because it's just what I do. Then I go into studying, Cold War era stuff that's more up your wheelhouse, where I only, as a layperson, who was born at the tail end of the Cold War, know things that you actually experienced. You know, I was in the I was in the lunchroom the other day at work explaining how my argument that World War II didn't end until 1990. And part of that was, and Maria, I'm sure you know this and remember this very well, a key facet of that argument is that the Allied forces only recognized the Soviets as far as East Germany went, up to and including East Berlin, as opposed to East German authorities. So when traveling from checkpoint Alpha to checkpoint Bravo and making a movement through checkpoint Charlie on the Soviet side of Berlin, you would deal with the Soviets and not East German officials, and weren't supposed to interact with East German officials in most cases. I know that was the case with the UK. I think it was universal for allies. So correct me if I'm wrong somewhere on that. But that's one of those things I know, and that's part of where I determine this, that, and the other for my arguments to such and such. But again, you were actually there. You were involved. So it's a whole other world. And no, I'm not doing any more Hovind today. He's pissed me off with this AI chart to the point where I'm like, this ass clown does not need to be taken seriously at all. He's not worth my time. So now I'm just hanging out with you guys. But exposing myself to more Simpsons than usually since it's in Fortnite. Unlocked Marge, Witch Marge, and Flanders. Good know people as Ned is weird. Hidely ho, neighborino. Do 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 do. I know, smart. Just know a lot of useless, trivial things. No, it's me too. A lot of trivia, a lot of useless crap. Get zooming. High school teachers call me a walking encyclopedia of useless knowledge. Fuck yeah, that is me. Maria, I'm an idiot and Nimrod, hence my name, from Dr. Nimrod. What I have written is stuff I half remembered from watching TV docs as a kid. Oh no, nothing wrong with that. I knew about the Soviet Area 51 from a random History Channel documentary way back, and eventually finally learned details on Kapustin Yar. And honestly, calling it the Russian Area 51 isn't incorrect. It's just usually people mean, uh-oh, aliens, when I mean, uh-oh, secret Soviet technology. At the time, anyway. Taku, that's what my girlfriend calls me now. I say master because it was a master black because he was a master blacksmith and basically my teacher. Fascinating. Got to play tonight to unlock Stupid Sexy Flanders, the name they actually use. Fuck yeah! If you ain't calling Ned in the snowsuit Stupid Sexy Flanders, what the hell is wrong with you? They better use that. I want Stupid Sexy Flanders. Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Here's the British Army have a wonderful video explaining how to only deal with the commies during the transit from Alpha to Bravo. We're thinking of the same video. We're thinking of the same one. That one guy who's got a lot of good footage he's been uploading from his time, including that video. Yeah, that's a beautiful piece right there. And his then and now of the checkpoints is fucking awesome. It's kind of sad to see how much is gone, yet simultaneously how much is still there, if that makes sense. Like, it's weird. It's like, not everything was preserved, but too much was left behind. It's weird. I need a virtual cookie if you knew the meaning of the numbers in my Rumble name. Oh, what's the Rumble name? I can probably figure it out. Secret commie aliens. And yeah, because I'm legit. I'm not gonna continue tonight, and I couldn't go through everything. So what's the Rumble name? And I'll hazard a guess as I double check if some other stuff on something else is going on. Nope, no activity on the BBS. No activity. Oh man. What a stream. What a time for me to get pissed off at the Hovind. Well, how much of it do we have left? Well, I could continue. Okay, you know what? You know what we'll do? We'll come back tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow. 762 by 39, Joe. Ah, yes. The world's first intermediate cartridge developed by the Soviet Union. Actually, it's not the world's first intermediate cartridge. The Germans came up with that, but it's kind of a iffy matter, but definitely for the AK-47, the Soviets came up with an intermediate cartridge that was definitely the first intended to be that way. 7.62 by 39 millimeter. 7.62 caliber cartridge, i.e. roughly 30 caliber with a 39 millimeter cartridge length. It is a tapered cartridge in such a way that, you need the banana mag, hence the distinctive magazine that the AK-47 uses. And seals good. That's part of the reason to use a tapered cartridge is that you actually get a real good firm sealing there, but you get the annoyance of everything kind of curving ever so slightly. And yeah, fucking awesome. It is the world's cartridge that has brought more freedom and tyranny to the only cartridge that has brought more tyranny to places is 5.56 by 4.5. Or 223 by 4.5, depending. But 7.62 by 39 has brought far more justice to the world in a lot of ways. And of course, there's the 5.45 by, was it by 39 as well? I'm not 100%, but it's the Soviet equivalent used in primarily AK-74 and later production, which was intended to be similar to our 5.56 round, i.e. effectively a 22 caliber round that had the properties that the AR-15 round, M16 round tended to have, of the bit of a tumble and stuff. Because the Soviets realized after Vietnam, hey, this is a pretty devastating cartridge, and you get a little bit more control for some pretty good damage. We were supposed to carry it at my job, but I've not seen cartridge one ever. And of course, all our 7.62 by 39 available at work is now American made. I lost the opportunity to buy some Tula Arms cartridges before the embargoes went in. That sucked because the embargoes happened and we were still getting ammo, but then it just stopped one day and it was like, oh, that's it. And then of course, there's the 9 by 39 that Russia uses in of the Soviet side developed for some particular suppressed firearms. It's the same AK-47 cartridge, but with a larger bullet, subsonic round. Packs its own punch, lacks a bit of that range, and lacks a lot of penetrating power, but you gotta take somebody out in a specialty condition. It does the job, and it's probably my favorite stuff to use in the Stalker games because you get a nice solid for anything that's nearby. Let's see. What else? Let's see. Got drunk couple of Spetsnaz outside of. Wait. I got drunk with a couple of Spetsnaz outside of a German castle a few months after the wall came down. God, Rochester, I forgot you were involved as well. Oh, man. That is fucking wild. Fucking wild. Feels like a lifetime ago. Man, in many ways it was. I mean, the wall's been. We're coming up close to. I think we've already passed the point where, the wall has been gone longer than it was up. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Hovind didn't know what it meant. Of course he didn't. Hovind should meet the numbers up close. Yep, he should very carefully investigate that cartridge. He'd be impressed with the Soviet engineering. Extra cookies. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I am very happy that I could indeed know exactly what you're going. I think that was a NATO round. I've used them. Don't remember what it used. Same length. NATO changed to 5.56. It's close. It's very close. 223 and 5.56 are effectively identical. Not in pressure, but in dimensions. The Soviet round was its own thing. Still have my booklet about the Steyr AUG A1, but can't share anything in it and never said any of this for legal reasons. Wow. Obviously, stuff I would love to see, but of course cannot. And I'm okay with that. That's just how things are going to be for now. As more documents get released, that'll be that bit cooler. Swift served 81 to 83. Our big thing was the Bader Meinhof group. All right, awesome. 5 years, the World Trade Center will have been gone longer than it was around. Yeah, Otaku. That kind of stuff fucks with me. Absolutely fucks with me. I mean, hell, we're coming up not too long from it. We're coming up not too long. Also, we're talking about East Germany from it being gone longer than it was around. But yeah, World Trade Center being gone longer than it was around. That's fucking wild, man. He could have run his head. Oh man. Oh man. All right. Hey, consider this a little post show. I don't know. That's what we do around here. We have fun. Oh man, y'all have been great. Thanks for helping me relax, laugh, and have fun after Hovind using a fucking AI. I mean, let's just go back one more time, and see that. Let me minimize myself and just. It is seriously a fucking AI chart of the periodic table. Fuck that, Ken, fuck you, lazy piece of shit. That's all I gotta say on that. So some final points. Hovind's head definitely needs a bit of deflation of that ego. A little ventilation never hurt. God damn. Yep, he needs ventilation. He must be able to breathe clearly so he can learn how wrong he is. Listed from mid-89 to late 92. Nice. You were there for the end of the Soviet Union. Into East Germany, into the Soviet Union. That's fucking wild. Guess you can find the Steyr booklet on the internet. I just can't show it because of things I have signed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, gotcha. It's funny when it's already out there, so it's an open secret, but you can't actually do it. Yeah, I gotcha. It's funny how that works. Why does the periodic table seem to use the Simpsons font at the top? I know something looked off about it, but I was like, is this XKCD? I just let it slide, and then it slowly hit me with the let me look at that. The down at the bottom, the little Thought Co looks pretty generic, and then the font. I'm like, hang on a damn second, and yeah, I think that actually is the Simpsons font. Or yeah, not exactly close, definitely. Oh man. All right. Fuck man, we got multiple Cold War veterans here. Now, yes, I will call you Cold War veterans. Cold Warriors is fun, but y'all did what you did. It's crazy. History's still alive. Much love to everyone. You're all awesome. You know you're awesome. Just got to say that every time. Thanks for hanging out as much as you could. Hit that other video up if you hadn't already.